Hi, this is Sealclops from Sealclops Book Reviews. I am going to be reviewing Done and Dusted, written by Lyla Sage today. This is the very first in Rebel Blue Ranch series, and it is a very sweet sort of cowboy romance. Enjoy! Done and Dusted, written by Lyla Sage. Like I said, this is the very first in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. So the genre or tropes for this story are romance, cowboy, riding, ranching, and brother's best friend. A bit about the book. Done and Dusted is a contemporary romance book set in outback Wyoming in a small town called Meadowlark. Set on an 8,000-acre ranch, this book tackles tough issues like anxiety and PTSD while telling the story of the younger sister of the Ryder clan accepting her feelings for her brother's best friend. How does it match up to my expectations of the genre? I really love a good brother's best friend romance, and I felt that Lyla Sage did a really good job in covering the trope whilst minimising the angst. The cowboy lifestyle and ranch life was enjoyable to read without being over the top. I also really loved the retro cover. The summary. She's off limits, but he's never been good at following the rules. For the first time in her life, Clementine, Emmy, Ryder, has no idea what she's doing. She's accomplished everything on her to-do list. She left her small hometown of Meadowlark, Wyoming, went to college, and made a career for herself by doing her favourite thing, riding horses. But after an accident makes it impossible for her to get back into the saddle, she has no choice but to return to the hometown she always wanted to escape. Luke Brooks is Meadowlark's most notorious bad boy, bar owner and bachelor. He's also the unofficial fifth member of the Ryder family. As Emmy's older brother's best friend, Luke spent most of his childhood antagonising her. It's been years since he's seen her, but when she walks into his bar and back into his life, he can't take his eyes off her. Despite his better judgment, he wants to do a whole lot more than just look at her. Emmy's got too much on her mind to think about romance, and Luke knows he should stay away from his best friend's younger sister. But what if Luke is just what Emmy needs to get her spark back? Or will they both go up in flames? Plot and theme. So Emmy has made it. She is a record-breaking professional barrel racer in her prime. But what happens when she is thrown from the saddle whilst training a skittish horse? All of a sudden, she cannot stand the thought of easing into the saddle, let alone galloping in tight circles at full speed. Working to keep her secret and keep the rising panic at bay, Emmy decides that it is time to head back home and reevaluate her life, without telling anyone why she has returned. But as she works to overcome her anxiety attacks each day, she finds herself opening up to the one person she never thought she would, Luke Brooks. Luke has had it rough. Born into a family that didn't want him, he spent more time at the Rebel Blue Ranch with the Ryder brothers than at his own house. When Emmy comes home out of the blue, he finds himself uncontrollably drawn to her, something which has never happened to him before. He takes it upon himself to help her work through her attacks, opening each other up to the feelings that have come to the light. Pacing, emotion, ending, and plot holes. So I really enjoyed reading this book. The pacing was well laid out. It was a shorter book, but did not feel rushed or like it dragged in any way. So perfect pace. The emotions were well explained without lingering too much in the angst department, which is something I really do not enjoy. Their relationship becomes open knowledge in the last few chapters, resulting in a brief fight and space to allow the brother to accept the relationship. They did not break up at any point because of the brother's feelings, which I really liked. The main characters, so we have Clementine, or Emmy, youngest of the three Ryder siblings, record-breaking barrel racer, suffered from a riding accident, comes back home to recover, accepts riding lessons from Brooks, and has ADHD. Then we have Luke. He is the unofficial fourth Ryder sibling, or fifth Ryder family member, owner of the Devil's Boot Bar, looking to straighten out and settle down, falls first, goes above and beyond for Emmy, will do anything for the Ryder family, even at his own expense. The recommendation. So I was originally drawn into this book because of its gorgeous cover art. Once finding out that it was one of my favourite tropes, I decided that I just had to read it. Usually I try to hold off on a series that I know are not or is not yet completed. However, whilst trying to choose my next book for over an hour, I finally decided that I wanted to dive into this contemporary romance. I really enjoyed this cowboy romance and would highly recommend it for others looking for an easy to read, angst-free romance. I said romance a lot there. And my review. This is one of the very few that I gave 5 out of 5 stars. Um, just because I loved it. It was a soft spot for me, I guess. An excellent contemporary cowboy romance. Sometimes growing up with your brother's best friend leads to more than is expected. There we go. That was my review on Done and Dusted, written by Lyla Sage, the very first in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought. Bye.